it.
Hello out there, and thanks for joining us on Political Platform. And we must begin by offering our sincere apologies to esteemed listeners all over Nigeria and beyond for the break, call it the break in transmission, Thursday and Friday and Monday that we were not on air. So many mails, queries, phone calls came in from our listeners, our friends. I want to let you know that we are steadfast, and it's quite regrettable that we're unable to come on those days. But we are back, very well ready to continue with the job of providing you with the information, giving you the analysis of those information, the news, and we also will continue to take your input through our mailbox, politicalplatform@yahoo.com, and all with a view to having you well informed in a democracy, under a democracy that all of us should be participants, and with the overall interest in protecting the unity of Nigeria, keeping the unity of Nigeria, ensuring peace, and avoiding everything that will indeed, helping us to avoid everything that will indeed divide us and keep us apart. We also pledge to continue to give you the undiluted reports that we have always given to you. And we are even doing more, going to do more now by bringing in more analysts from outside the house. We have reckoned that we need to broaden the scope of our discussion here every day. So if we invite you even as a listener, because we get your mails, we can actually call on you if you are close by, better by phone or through your physical presence here. And we'll be reaching out to analysts, university teachers, politicians, the NGOs, and everyone that can indeed contribute to deepening the roots of our young democracy by the analysis. We will accommodate all of them in the course of the repackaging we have ensured on Political Platform. Please bear with us, and we really sincerely apologize for keeping you, waiting for those 2 days we are not around. My name is Okiri Agbonsuremi. While we were away for just 2 days, so many things happened. The National Assembly got to 2 years in the current APC administration. It was celebration all over by both chambers of the National Assembly, the number of bills, the number of motions that were passed. And the notorious kidnapper, popularly called Evans, was arrested. And also the police made a show of him, telling Nigerians that indeed they are ready to take on, no matter how sophisticated they are, no matter how good they are, they think they are, no matter how vicious they are, and that the police is well equipped to get them at the end of the day. That was one event that gave many Nigerians a sigh of relief that indeed that has happened. And yesterday, the budget was signed. And a lot of questions are being asked as to the communication between the president in London and the budget minister, whether that was ready. But the big one that happened while we were away was the June 12th. That was yesterday, June 12th, with all the factors that all of us must continue to take a look at. It was a big election that united Nigeria. For once, we saw two candidates running back to back with the same ticket, who were Muslims and Nigerians from all walks of life, from across the board. Ethnic groups, religious groups voted Kingibe and MKO Abiola. Unfortunately, many people are asking, have we really indeed benefited from that experience? But that is also one event that happened. And we also take you on this program to Osun State, where there is a lot of quarrel over the by-election that is slated for June 8th to replace Ishaka Deleke, whose death it caused the vacancy that exists in that senatorial district. We'll be telling you what the APC is doing today the primaries. Our correspondent is waiting, will be taking us on. And just yesterday, very outspoken Senator Dino Melaye, some say escaped death by the guns, as he has told correspondents that he was attacked in Kogi State. Our correspondent Uju Eje is currently trying to locate Dino Melaye this morning. We just do hope that they are able to locate him wherever he is. We want to ask him what happened. I'm not alone on the program this morning. I have Dr. Amechi Anakwe. Amechi, welcome to the program.
Thank you, Hira. Congratulations, Nigeria. We have the 2017 budget. At least it will now start running. The presidency promised that the 2018 budget, that's the estimates, will get to the National Assembly by October. Very good one. Such promises have come in the past, but they appear to mean business this time around. But I can only encourage them to even bring it down to September. We have a fiscal responsibility law that says by September, before September 31, you must present a bill to the National Assembly. Even before then, the medium-term expenditure framework should have followed.
MTF,
we must take all practical steps to follow the law we made for ourselves. It will be in everybody's interest.
And joining us right away, and they're going to be running through all the issues we have, is Abdurrahman Abu Hamisu. He's a researcher, a public affairs and policy analyst. Thank you for joining us.
It's my pleasure. Good morning, Nigerians.
Well, let me just first of all ask you, what is your take on the budget?
Well, the budget has been passed.
It came long in the day.
Well, it's unfortunate that we have to wait this long to have the budget that's supposed to impact the lives of Nigerians. Because if you're talking about economic growth, outside the budget, you cannot really push growth.
Yeah.
So I think for me, the budget is key to transforming the lives of the people, and it has become a sort of a tool for politicking, leaving Nigerians in the cold so that their aspirations are thwarted. And then, for me, honestly, it's unfortunate because the politics with the budget was more or less like toiling with the life
of everybody. Well, let's go to our mailbox, politicalplatform@yahoo.com. Let's hear from you first. Then we do all the analysis that we have got to do, and the reports we have. We'll be going to Osun State, I told you, and we'll also track down Uju Eje, who is on the trail of Dino Melaye, and we'll be talking to all of them and doing all the analysis, as we want to really indeed make you feel that you are back on the program. Let's see who is talking to us through politicalplatform@yahoo.com.
Hello and welcome to the mail segment. I am Etenikan Akepu. We're beginning this moment with a mail from Jalosun Sikiru in Abeokuta, Ogun State, who writes on the June 12th Remembrance Day. He says, it's another June 12th and 24 years after the most acclaimed free and fair election in the country. The fact still remains that it is an election that produced Muslim candidates for both parties, that was devoid of ethnicity and religious differences. It was an election that ushered in the democracy we are enjoying today. It is an election that the aftermath of its annulment led us to impunity, voters' apathy and distrust of our political office holders. May his soul continue to rest in peace. And now to the signing of the 2017 budget by Acting President Professor Yemi Oshibanjo. Comrade Monday Ame in Abuja says, the signing into law of this year's budget on Monday, June 12, by the Acting President Professor Yemi Oshibanjo is very unique and historical. The 7.441 trillion naira budget estimate looks promising as it is welfare inclined. The allocation of 2.1 trillion naira to capital expenditure is commendable, and I call on the executive to commence immediate disbursements to MDAs as time is of essence. I urge the lawmakers to sharpen their oversight functions by monitoring very closely the utilization of funds by MDAs, as well as to cooperate with the executive, irrespective of party affiliation, to ensure the change the APC-led government promised Nigerians can be delivered to the people. I call on the executive to ensure full implementation of this year's budget, and preparation for 2018 budget should commence immediately so that the budget can be passed in record time and implementation can take effect from 1st of January 2018. And on the restructuring of districts and villages, Amechi Obochi in Kubwa, Abuja says, the Kaduna State Governor Malam Nasiru El-Rufai yesterday in his Twitter handle told the nation that he is restructuring districts and villages, a village unit in Kaduna State, in his continuous efforts to reduce the cost of governance and save costs. If this move is working and is working out according to El-Rufai. I have a question to those kicking against the restructuring of Nigeria, including El-Rufai himself. If restructuring of Kaduna will bring about savings for developing the state, why don't the same restructuring be done in the whole country? Anyway, now that El-Rufai has kick-started the restructuring in Kaduna State, I therefore urge every meaningful Nigerian to throw his or her voice behind the restructuring of Nigeria if we still need to remain as a nation. And finally, on the mail segment, is this mail from Lucky Okwelum in Abuja, who says, kudos to the Nigerian police for arresting notorious kidnapper Evans. He says, it was cheering news to learn of the arrest of Evans, the notorious kidnapper, by the police at his Magodo mansion after a gun duel. The feat of the IG's special squad seem magical and confirms to Nigerians that the police is always able when they wish to perform. Kudos to the IG, kudos to Nigerians for defeating this evil. That's it on the mail segment. Keep your mails coming. Send them to politicalplatform@yahoo.com.
Busted.
They present the popular radio program Political Platform on the Ray Power FM network. Ray Power FM Political Platform, now on television. Keep track of the country's polity and be part of the process as they discuss and put political developments in the country into perspective. It's Ray Power Political Platform on AIT Abuja.
Yeah, thank you so much. And right away, let's go to Uju Eje on the streets of Abuja. Exactly where are you located? Uju, you're on the trail of Dino Melaye. Have you been able to catch up with him?
Yes, I've been able to catch up with him somewhere in Maitama.
Now, what does his house? Are you in his house now?
Yes, I'm in his house.
Security men all over the place. What is the situation there? Tell us.
It's not an unusual situation. It's the normal security that you would meet in his house that we saw here. And everything appears calm. There's really no issue this morning, apart from, of course, what transpired yesterday in Lokoja, which is why we're here to find out exactly from him what happened. And he's standing with me right now. Distinguished Senator Dino Melaye, can you just tell us exactly what transpired yesterday in Lokoja?
Yeah, good morning, Nigerians. Yesterday, I came to Lokoja in continuation of my constituency tour. Lokoja is part of my senatorial constituency. On Sunday, I was in Kaba. I had a peaceful rally in Kaba where a crowd came out to receive me. From Kaba, we moved to Ijumu, where I also passed through Aitoro. From Aitoro, we went to the third local government, Mopamuro, where a mammoth crowd also came out to receive me, and I addressed them. Is in continuation of that same tour that yesterday I was in Lokoja. And immediately I got into Lokoja, I alerted the Department of State Security. They gave me a truckload of SSS men. I also went to the Zone 8 Command to meet with the AIG, but he was not around. I met with the DC, the second in command, who also told me that he doesn't have enough men on ground. I should please approach the command, because already I had intelligence that the governor had mobilized some assassins after me. So eventually I called the Deputy Commissioner of Police in charge of CID, who immediately sent a truck of policemen to also join my convoy. With all these convoy of both SSS and policemen, I went to address my supporters in front of Kogi Poli. So we had actually just finished addressing them, where I preached peace, and I told the governor that we are giving him 30 days ultimatum to pay salaries and arrears of civil servants, and also asked him to pay pensioners, that the laborer is deserving of his wages. And we said the governor got the first bailout, got the second bailout, got the first Paris Club refund, and has just received the second tranche of the Paris Club refund.
At what point did the suspected assassins what you described? At what point did they come in?
Yeah, Austin, we were done, and I was already down. I already came down from the top where I addressed the people. I just barely opened my car to enter for us to disperse, and some of my supporters were following me to the Federal Medical Center, where I was going to pay the bills of civil servants who are undergoing operation, indigent patients who cannot pay their medical bills because they have not been paid salary. So we were on our way to doing that when they just came from nowhere and started shooting sporadically. But the most important thing is that with my own eyes, I saw the local government caretaker chairman in their midst. I saw the SA on security to the governor, one commander, Omadara, retired. I saw the SA political, Abdul.
Senator Melaye, you said you had some contingent of DSS officials and police with you.
Yes.
Is it not surprising that this shooting took place in their midst?
They replied fire for fire, and that was how they were able to gun down one of the assassins. But unfortunately, the governor came and lied to Nigerians yesterday that assassin that was killed is a student. He is not a student. He is an assassin. Is a notorious killer in the state.
Now, your visit to Kogi State, is it in connection with the recall process against you?
Because you are suddenly organizing rallies and addressing rallies when there's no election.
Is it to counter the your recall process that is going on?
To start with, let me educate you that protest and rallies is a fundamental right of every Nigerian, and I secured a judgment against the police 2 times. The judgment are something. The police that no Nigerian needs police permit to organize a protest or a rally. And this is my constituency. I have the right to go around my constituency for briefing. And in the times when people have not been paid salaries, I should go and encourage them. And I am on tape.
All right. Now, distinguished Senator Dino, we have you have a recall process that is going on, currently going on. Many people are saying, look, recall him. They are listing a lot signing up that he should be recalled for whatever reason they are giving up. And you are also going around protesting. I also know that there has been a frosty relationship between you and the governor, as well as the man who you succeeded in the Senate, Smart Adeyemi. Is there any link between all these?
To start with, there is no recall process. There is only an orchestrated plan by the state government, who have gone and gotten document and they are translating same into a register and forging signatures. But the issue of recall will be treated accordingly. And I assure you, it's a joke. It's a joke because I'm with my constituents. My constituents have confidence in me. The rallies I have done in recent times have shown that I am a grassrooter and my people are happy with me. So the recall agenda by the governor is just a product of myopism. And I am telling you that the person killed was just released by SARS in Abuja just about less than 2 months ago.
Lastly,
somebody in Okene, the SARS is there in Abuja here. You can find out. Saka was released 2 months ago.
Okay, let's just quickly ask you this: are you running away from Kogi now? Will you go back, considering that the fact that you also told reporters yesterday that they were actually the DSS had to see you out of Lokoja and back to Abuja. How do you think?
I was already scheduled to be in Abuja yesterday. I cannot run from my state. And the battle to rescue Kogi State from financial scavengers and economic Malabar.
That's okay.
No retreat, no surrender. I will go home anytime occasion demand.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Senator Dino Melaye, for giving us time. It's a very strong tension. Let me just come to our guest in the house, Abu Hamisu Abdul Rahman. What do you have to say?
Well, the situation is quite unfortunate. As it is now, it is the Kogi people that are suffering. You know, when 2 elephants fight, it is the grass that always suffers. And if you watch closely, you could see that there is no love lost between Senator Dino Melaye and the governor, right from when this issue of salary.
And you know what happens. And you know what happens when the governor in any part of Nigeria has somebody in quote where they are in different camps, or they are even in the same party but they are enemies.
Yes.
The governors have said we can list all of them for you. Yes. They make sure that they make the state. How do we put it? They make sure that uncomfortable for
they declare you unwanted in that state.
Yes. So seriously, I want to appeal to both parties to share their sword, because at the end of it all, it is mothers and fathers that will go to bury their loved ones, and nobody will come to condole them after the burial. As you can see, he said he went round and he was addressing his supporters. These supporters are mothers, fathers, and uncles and aunts, and then
their children. The person that died yesterday is a child of somebody.
Yes. So imagine such a situation whereby his presence in the state will draw tears to the eyes of parents. You know what that means. So nobody wants to lose anybody. If there is anything they need to do, they need to settle it amicably. Though Senator Dino said he's fighting for the people of Kogi State, and by implication fighting for justice, and he has the right to do that. But we need to do all of this, including the governor, within the
ambit
of the law, so that we don't do things that will jeopardize the peace of the people. People cannot be hungry and at the same time again you are inflicting emotional trauma on them. It will not just work. And for the fact that Nigerians are quiet does not mean that Nigerians don't know how to be violent in terms of seeking for their interests. So they shouldn't radicalize the people of Kogi State, because that is where we are getting to. By the time these persons are radicalized, the governor will find it very difficult to cope with the security challenges that will that will boomerang. And then even Senator Dino himself may find it very difficult to enter the state. As you are aware, there are a lot of things going on in Kogi State in terms of insecurity, this of kidnapping. I was watching
Boko Haram retreating to Kogi.
Yes, and then there was this.
They have always had the security. The DSS told us there that they
had
a cell in that area.
And then apart from that, again, you have issue of kidnapping, where you have people that specialize in kidnapping. Therefore, the worst thing we should fear is not the fracas between the governor and Dino Malai, but the radicalization of persons that either though.
Yeah, there was a statement that I actually thought we should quickly clear here. The Federal Road Safety Commission yesterday came up with a nationwide plan to offer psychiatric tests to traffic offenders.
Ohira, I know in Abuja there's one the FCT authorities started. Once you beat traffic, disobey the traffic light, or mostly disobey traffic light, there's a standby ambulance that will ferry you
to the hospital
with the siren blaring to Caro, the
psychiatric where the hospital where they have a psychiatric.
Yes, that the one managed by Indians. Yes. What's the name again? I'll recall very soon. They will ferry you there.
They take you to an ambulance.
Yes.
And blow the siren.
Ask
everybody to leave the road because somebody dangerous is being taken around.
Potentially dangerous.
They take you to the psychiatric
hospital. And you bear the cost. It's exactly also what happened in Lagos. Recall that it was in Lagos that they started it.
Abdurrahman,
yes.
Lagos did this. Yes. If you are driving against the traffic, they just believe you are not normal. You need to go to the psychiatric for evaluation. Yes. If you beat traffic light, if you are behaving on the road in such a way that they themselves agree that they don't have the capacity to assess you, so you have to go to the hospital. Yes. So they take you to the hospital, you pay, and then when you also pay demurrage for the vehicle that they will keep for you because they have to protect your vehicle. And all that is coming nationally. Do we have that? I mean, let's talk seriously. Yes. Do we have the capacity to do this?
We don't have the capacity. Quite frankly, we don't have the capacity. In terms of the number of psychiatrists that we need, we don't have those people. But the most important thing is, as a deterrent, I will commend them, because if you realize that if you beat the traffic light, it's going to cost you, say, 5 hours. And then some good cash, say 10,000 or 15,000 or 20,000. I think that alone. I
think the tax in Abuja is about 25,000.
25,000. So, and then the minimum wage is 18,000 naira. And so by the time you do the plus and minus, I think you will have a rethink, not because you are sane or because you don't want to beat the traffic, but because you want to still maintain your money in your account. So for me, I think we take it from that very particular angle that it will serve as a deterrent to Nigerians. You know, Nigerians don't like anything that will waste their time. They want to enjoy their freedom.
Exactly. So, you can make an example with some scapegoats.
Yes.
Others will know that if you do this and if you're caught, look at what the consequences will be.
Of course, we will be watching, and I can assure you that political platform, Ray Power generally, in fact, Dark Communications will watch. We will also support the effort to bring sanity to the road. If you actually watch some of the events on the road, some of them are actually caused by
human error,
not even by those who are carrying big men. I would want to put it. Some of them who are even siren. Some governors and deputy governors come into Abuja, for instance, and they insist that we should beat the traffic light. But in Abuja, they have been teaching them the lesson, and now they have reasons to teach them the lesson that if somebody is blaring the siren behind you and it's not an ambulance, it's not a fire service, you don't have any reason to push yourself across that road if it's just one man that is asking you to leave the road for him. Ministers should get up and go to the, in any case, ministers don't even use siren in Abuja. But if you are visiting, you are a governor, you are a deputy governor, and you are in Abuja, but not just in Abuja, now all over Nigeria, I think the Federal Road Safety Commission will need to do something about that. Now let's just quickly hear your own comment, Dr. Abdulrahman, on the lessons of June 12.
Well, the lessons of June 12, I wish we could still have something like that in this current democracy. The lessons of June 12 are enormous, and for those that understand what happened, will want to at least wind back the end of time, which is not possible. You know, June 12 is one thing that really unites Nigerians. It is a time that the true test of nationhood and citizenship was really put to test, where people did things because they feel that was the right thing to do, not because it will benefit them or it will not benefit others. It is unfortunate when you just oppose what happened during June 12, like the option A4 method of voting, where people will queue and then they will be counted. That is of transparency. If you want to put it that way. So that if I'm voting against you, you should see me that I'm voting against you. So if I'm a bad man in my community and you want to aspire, it means that I'm sending a strong message to you that, look, you need to become a better Muslim or a better Christian before I can vote you, a better
animist. That was modified because of the danger.
Because of the danger. And now you modify it, you cast your vote and go back to your home, and some people rewrite the result and declare what you never voted for. That has really spoiled the processes of recruitment. And look, let us get this thing very straight. Any society that do not have institutionalized means to freely recruit leaders, you are bound to recruit people that will lord it over you because you don't have any means of disciplining them. In the first place, they are not beholden to you. Next election, they are not coming to you. All they need to do is to go to the party secretariat, get nomination. Then, before you know it, the person is declared. And that is why somebody could remain in a party, let's say 60 days to election, the person will decamp to another party, get the ticket, and still beat the person that was there for 8 years. So we need to get these things very, very straight. We thank God that it has improved, and the number of deaths during the 2015 election, the number of court cases and everything reduced.
We must thank you. Thank you so much for that's Abdulrahman Abu Hamisu, a researcher, public affairs and policy analyst, joining us this morning on the program. We will continue to expand the frontiers of the debate on our nation, the Nigerian question, the project Nigeria, how to live together and how to indeed make everybody prosperous. When we come back tomorrow on the program, we'll have more for you. Please do remember to drop a line for us, politicalplatform@yahoo.com, and we'll be obliged to share those of your views. Thank you so much for joining me, and have a wonderful day ahead.
Bust it.